Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this session. Myself, Bonaful Banerjee, once again presenting another one very vital lesson in the channel, that is Hospitality Education PPT. Already we have covered up many important aspects of our subject area, not only food production, food and beverage management, French language, revenue management, etc. All we have learned in the channel. It is all there. Those who have joined late or in future want to pursue through this channel learning to make it better, you can always go to the link and go to the channel and share and refer the already uploaded videos over there. Anyway, today we are having a session on menu management. Menu management is a big term. It is about the enhancement of the guest satisfaction along with to enhance the revenue, and it will guide you about the action plan to be taken and how it will be processed. The entire thing we are going to discuss in few sessions in coming weeks. As the thumbnail you can see, it is mentioned that menu management, and under that we are going to discuss about menu engineering and menu merchandising. Hopefully these sessions will definitely ignite your understanding level about these two important area of food and beverage management, that is menu engineering and menu merchandising. So without wasting further time, let us try to develop the concept in the following minutes onwards. The term menu management is basically a big term. Why? Because it has got three aspects involved into this term. One is menu planning, second one is menu engineering, and third one is menu merchandising. Menu planning, all of you have learned during your early semesters. Now today this session will be meant for little higher semester to understand this menu engineering and menu merchandising. What is the role, what is the objective of understanding this? Why we need to go for menu management? Because it has got one common objective, that is optimizing the customer's satisfaction and maximizing the revenue in turn. Okay, so that is why the menu management is very, very important from the aspect of hotel business. And being the student of hospitality education, it is mandatory on your part to understand this, because in future you will be working on these areas whenever you will be developing the responsibility slowly in coming days in your career. Okay, so let us first try to understand what is menu planning. Menu planning already we have learned in the early days of our semester, probably semester 1 or semester 2. Menu planning means what? It involves designing a menu that meets the needs of the target audience. In this case, the target audience is your guests, those who are visiting your food outlets and enjoying the menu, enjoying different cuisines, aligned with the theme or concept of the establishment. There are many restaurants which are based on a certain theme, maybe Indian ethnic restaurant, maybe a purely Italian restaurant, or any other typical specific cuisine of the international cuisines that can be based on. It can be a simply eco-friendly restaurant or spa-oriented restaurant, any concept, any theme. Depending on that, menu planning will be done, and considers the resources available also while planning a menu. And resources here means the ingredients, equipment, staff skills and knowledge. All these things are very, very important while planning a menu. Okay. Now, What will be the key focus for menu planning, or what are the key focuses of menu planning? That is also very simple. Firstly, deciding on the variety, portion sizes, and presentation of dishes. That is your plan of your menu. And then balancing the dietary options. There can be many options. I have given the example out here like vegan cuisine or gluten-free dishes. Like that, there are many criteria which can be utilized to make a balanced dietary options for the guest. Aligning with seasonal and local available ingredients. Obviously, seasonal is very important aspect because we normally get the best vegetables during the season and also locally available ingredients. Otherwise, unnecessary to get something from different parts of the country or abroad may involve and might involve the cost. So that is not required. You have to look after your local markets from where we can pick up those ingredients seasonally and according to the availability in the local markets. So all these factors are very, very important. Your focus will be there on these areas before you plan a menu. So now you require a theme, you require what kind of client you are going to cater, their age limits, which category are they coming to, their power of expenditure. It may be depending on different areas, maybe in front of a school, in front of a college, if you are having a restaurant, and a restaurant in a different area will definitely differ. So menu planning based on that also. And connections. What will be the connections? Serves as the foundation for both engineering and merchandising. Connection means why we need to plan a menu, because ultimately it will be the foundation for applying hotel engineering, uh, menu engineering, sorry, and menu merchandising. It also connects with the items which will be analyzed under menu engineering and to be promoted depending on the menu merchandising. So menu merchandising and menu engineering, these are the basic tools which will help us to plan a menu and implement the marketing strategies, right? What is then menu engineering? Let us try to throw some light on that before we start the actual what is menu engineering. Menu engineering is a data-driven analysis used to evaluate the profitability and popularity of menu items. So here we are getting two terms basically. One is profitability, other one is popularity. Depending on these, we are going to exercise menu engineering. What will be the focus as usual? The key focuses will be categorizing dishes into different categories like stars, puzzles, plow horses, and dogs based on their sales performance and profit margin. That means if a product is, we have to justify whether the product is high selling product, at the same time in terms of popularity, number of units are sold in a particular day business or a business day, and at the same time what is their contribution to the profit margin. That is very, very important. So that is also key focus. A hotel engineering, menu engineering will help us to understand that. Then making decisions to either promote, improve, or replace underperforming items. Once you plan a menu, then definitely all the items in the menu card is not going to perform in the same style or same gravity. There will be some which will be highly popular, there will be some moderately popular, there will be some product which will be not at all popular. So you have to identify that depending on what you are going to identify that by applying hotel engineering process. And then depending on that, you have to decide whether you will promote that dish or improve the quality of that dish or replace the dish with some other because it is not performed. So that will be the key focus of menu engineering, and then the connection is based on the menu planned. Engineering ensures the most profitable and popular items are identified and optimized. That is the connection. Otherwise, on your own, without that, you cannot do which will be promoted, which will be optimized. You cannot do that. Only menu engineering will help you to do that. It will also connect with insights from engineering directly, inform merchandising strategies by highlighting high margin dishes to promote. Depending on these, you'll be able to deploy your marketing strategies, and that is known as the merchandising. It is the art of selling. So it will be based on your decisions depending on your menu engineering result analysis. Right? What is menu merchandising then? Though I have mentioned just now it is the art of selling. Menu merchandising says it involves presenting and promoting menu items in a way that influences customer choice and maximizes the revenue. It is basically influence. We are going to influence the customers which one to be selected, not forcefully, strategically, by utilizing the psychology of the customer. And as a result of that, why am I doing that? My purpose is to maximize the revenue. Very simple. That is known as merchandising. Key focuses highlighting high margin and high demand items through design, descriptions, and placement, where that name of the dish will be appearing in your menu card. That is very important. What kind of description will be given beside the dish so that people will be attracted automatically, and how it will be designed, the menu card, everything depends on that. So that is known as the menu merchandising, because menu is a selling tool. Then using suggestive selling, upselling, and special promotions to encourage customers purchase. Basically purpose is to earn the more revenue. How to do that? First of all, you have to plan a menu. Then you have to exercise the menu engineering process. Menu engineering process will guide you, go for merchandising, how it is to be merchandised. That decision will be taken by the managers and the chefs. Connections, it relies on both planning and engineering. For example, merchandising focuses on promoting stars, which is high profit, high popularity items, sorry, identified during menu engineering process, then implementing strategies that align with the planned menu themes and customers' expectations. What customer is expecting and whether it is aligned with that or not. So you have to plan accordingly. So that is in short, in brief about the menu engineering and menu merchandise. Now today our focus will be to know about the menu engineering first. But before that we must know how these three things, that is planning, engineering and merchandising, work together in food and beverage management. Okay. So first of all the stages, then role, and then the outcome. What are the stages? Already three stages we have discussed. First one is menu planning, second one is menu engineering, and third one is menu merchandising. What is the role of menu planning? Let us focus on that. The role is define the structure and composition of the menu. So menu planning defines the structure and composition of the menu. And what is the outcome? Outcome is very simple. Creates a balanced, appealing menu catering to the target client. If your menu is not planned properly, it's not going to attract the client. It's not going to create any kind of appeal to the client. And if it is not creating such things, then obviously your revenue will go down. So menu is definitely an initial important tool to plan it properly, and outcome is that ultimately the customer will be satisfied with that. What is menu engineering role? Once the menu planning is on roll, that means is rolling, activity is on in regular basis, then after a specific period of time, your menu engineering will come in action. It is what? It is about analyzing the popularity and profitability data of the planned menu. That means each item will be will give a very minute understanding about each item depending on menu engineering, about its popularity and about its profitability. It will analyze and develop a report, and it will identify which item should be promoted, modified or removed. And it is clearly, will I tell you that which one is doing well, which one is moderately doing, which one is a non-performing item. So accordingly your decision will be taken and that will be implemented. And then comes the menu merchandising. What is the role? Implementing the strategies depending on the record you have received under menu engineering. Implement the strategies to promote the and present the engineered menu effectively. Then it increases the customer engagement. Why we do so? How? What will be the outcome? Outcome is that it increases the customer's engagement, improves the sales, and as a result, maximize the revenue. So once these three things are will be exercised in a very effective manner, ultimately it will have two-way effects. One is the satisfaction of the guest. Depending on that, there will be more sales generated, and more sales means more revenue will be generated. That is the ultimate objective of a business. Okay. So now, out of these two, menu engineering and menu merchandising, we are going to discuss about the menu engineering here right now in this present session. And as you know, I am Bonuful Banerjee, will be your facilitator for this session to make you understand, to help you understand about the menu engineering process. Okay, so let's go. What is menu engineering? Let us define it once again. It is a sale and menu analysis. It is a sale and menu analysis tool which identifies a menu item on the basis of the popularity and contribution margin. That means it is a sale and menu analysis tool which will identify two things out of a particular dish or a menu item. What is the popularity count of that particular dish and how much contribution it is producing towards the profit margin. Okay, and it is based on what? It is based on a selling technique and psychology of the guest. These are the two major factors considered while menu engineering is in action. What is the aim? The main aim with menu engineering is to maximize a business profitability by subconsciously encouraging customers to buy what you want them to buy. Very important statement. Actually, the aim is that we'll try to encourage the customer the product which will create more contribution towards the revenue. So you have to play with that, not forcefully, but psychologically you have to play to the customers to go for that particular dish, to encourage. So it is a kind of encouragement for the customer to buy what we want them to buy. Specifically, the higher profit dishes on your menu and the ones that have the best margin. Clear? Why do I need it? As a chef or a manager, you need to be able to analyze three elements for your menu. From the menu, we will find out three elements. One is how many of each dish do you sell? in comparison to the rest of your dishes? Then what food cost or gross profit percentage each dish achieves? And how much money you make each time you sell each dish? These 3 points are very, very important. What are those? I repeat, how many of each dishes you are selling and comparative study. What is the food cost percentage or gross profit percentage of that dish, and how much money they are contributing towards your profit every time you sell the product. Okay, these three major elements are the major lookout of this menu engineering. Now, what is popularity? Popularity is measured using the sales mix. Sales mix means, suppose if there are 30 products or menu items in your menu, all 30 of them will not be sold in the same style. Some of them will be sold very high units, some of them will be moderately sold, some of them will be very low category. So naturally, you have to find out that which one is most popular out of these. That is known as your sales mix. Then the contribution margin is how much each menu contributes to the profit. Let us elaborate that. When you are taking menu selling price, out of that you are subtracting food cost, what you get, the remaining is the contribution margin. So selling price minus the food cost is your contribution margin that you have to find out. Fair enough? What does it mean, food cost? Remember this, an item's ingredient cost divided by its menu price multiplied by 100 is known as the food cost percentage. Remember this, it is no other cost, only the cost of the raw materials, that is the ingredient cost. That is the percentage you have to calculate against the menu price multiplied by 100, you will be getting the food cost percentage. Okay, let us elaborate this a little more. Suppose you are having tandoori mood full. In your menu, the selling price is 800 rupees. Food cost means what? And then again, it is the cost of the raw materials required to complete that dish. And that here, in this case, it is 320 rupees. And food cost percentage is 40. If you apply this formula, it will become 40. Okay. Now, another one dish. Murg Kathi roll. Selling price say 150, food cost is 55 rupees, and then according to this formula, food cost percentage will be 30. So what will be your contribution margin? Contribution margin is selling price minus food cost, and then if you do that, apply that formula in tandoori mook, your contribution margin is 480, and in case of murg kathi roll, it is 95 rupees. So just in open eyes, with a simple understanding, which dish out of these two is contributing more towards the profit? Tandoori mood. Yes, we can see that mathematically out here. Okay, that is the concept of contribution margin. And popularity, we have told you how many of them are sold in a particular period of time. Depending on that, we'll put them in category. Okay, first, second, third, fourth, like that. Clear? Now, in the beginning, I have told you that menu engineering has got 4 different categories. Categories are stars, termed like stars, plow horse, puzzle, dogs. Which one is a star? Star item is that which has got high popularity and high contribution margin. Clear? Plow horse, it is having high popularity but low contribution margin. That is known as the plow horse. Puzzle, Puzzle is having a low popularity but high contribution margin. Profitability is very high, but it is not popular. So that is a puzzle. And in case of dogs, it is neither popular nor contribution margin is there. Both are low. So low popularity, low contribution margin, and that is known as the dogs. So these are the four categories we are having. So once your menu is planned and menu is run for 1 month or a particular period of time, you have to apply this menu engineering and identify the items falling in different categories. Either of these four categories, they will fall. Once you find out that, then it will be very easy for you to take the decisions, managerial decisions, and accordingly implement the menu merchandising that we are going to discuss. Right now, to understand this, how it is to be calculated, to find out their starts or different categories of menu engineering, let us refer a simple spreadsheet. Well, now this is the spreadsheet for calculating or computing the menu engineering calculation, which will ultimately give you the result. Let us consider a stage that your food outlet having a menu which has got 10 items. It is just for the practice session, so I am dealing with 10 items only. So total number of items, rather dishes, are 10, and you are having a spreadsheet in front of you in your computer. It says serial number to start with, name of the dishes, then number of items sold is already given for a specific week. How many we have sold of these 10 items, that is given over here. There is a record. Food cost for each and every dishes are mentioned out here in this column. Sales price, corresponding sales price of each dishes are also mentioned here. Now we are having few columns, like one is a menu mix percentage column, then contribution margin, menu cost, menu revenue, and menu contribution margin total. Then all these columns are there to be filled in. And our objective is now to learn that and find out of these 10 dishes we are offering in our menu, which one is performing and how they are performed through menu engineering. Okay, so let's begin. Firstly, we can see that this one, number of items sold 22. We have to find out the menu mix. Menu mix, I have told you that out of the total units sold in a particular week, how much is the contribution of that particular dish. Okay, that you are going to calculate. How to calculate that? The percentage. We'll put the Excel formula out here, equal to number of items sold of that particular item divided by the total items sold in that particular period of time, and then enter. Now remember one thing out here, that this total number of units sold, that will remain fixed for all these items whenever you are going to calculate. So as it will remain constant for all the other calculations, for menu mix calculation, we have to put a dollar sign before this cell address, okay, and after this cell address. Now it is complete. So now what we can do, we can drag this to fill this shell, and we get to see that this is the percentage, and finally altogether it is becoming 100%. Okay, that you can see. Very good. So you have seen that calculations, right? Now we are going to calculate about the contribution margin. What is the contribution margin? The selling price minus the food cost, so equal to selling price of the first dish minus the food cost, then enter. In this case, we don't require a dollar sign as because in every time it will change as per the corresponding records. Now what we can do, we can draw these, drag these rather, to complete the rest of the cells and we'll get the result. Okay. So we know that contribution margin of the each dishes we have sold during that period. Now we are going to calculate the menu cost. Menu cost is what? The cost, food cost of dish 1 is 115. Number of items sold during that specific period is 22 numbers. So how to calculate that? First of all, food cost multiplied by number of items. Number of items sold, that is 22. Enter. So your menu cost is this for a dish 1. If it is for the dish 1, then find out for the rest by dragging this up to the last cell. So you got the menu cost within a second. Now we'll calculate the menu revenue. Menu revenue is what then? Selling price multiplied by number of units sold. So equal to selling price of the dish 1 multiplied by number of units sold. This is your menu revenue of dish 1. Again you drag it, you get to see that other fields are filled in properly by the menu revenue. Now how to calculate the contribution margin? Total contribution margin, again total revenue minus menu cost. This is the total revenue or menu contribution margin for the whole period, and use this fill function method to get the actual result. Now we have to find out certain things. Firstly, we'll find out the average contribution food cost. To calculate the food cost, we need to know what is the cost of the menu during that period. So you have to add on these entire thing. Total cost we should know. So total cost to calculate sum, first bracket, bracket close, enter. So your menu cost during that particular period is, this is the figure. Then corresponding sales figure, total sales equal to sum, first bracket, select the cell, address the cell rather. This is your total sales figure, and this is basically what? Menu contribution margin. You can get it in two ways. You can find out the each contribution of the menu and then add on that, this figure will come. Again you can do menu revenue, total revenue minus total cost will find out this menu contribution margin. Both we can calculate this. Now you have to calculate the food cost for that period. What is the food cost? Percentage cost of the raw materials divided by total sale multiplied by 100 to get it percentage. So it is 28.81%. Now next you have to find out average contribution margin. This is the contribution margin column. To find out the average, we'll again take the help of the Excel formula, equal to average, first bracket, address the cell, and then it is 290.80 is the average contribution margin of the dishes in the menu for that particular week or the period. Now we'll find out the menu mix percentage. Now menu mix percentage, we need to know what is that. Suppose we are having whatever items, here in this case we are having total 10 items. it is considered always that if any dish is performing more than 70%, then it will be the actual standard. Then it will be considered as a popular or non-popular, like that, or doing a good business or not. So that 70% is the average. Below 70%, it will be considered low. So you have to find out the 70% average. How to do that? Menu mix equal to the formula straight away. Remember this formula: 1 by number of items. Number of items in this case is 10, multiplied by what is the percentage you have notionally taken? 70%. That means 0.7. So your menu mix percentage is 7%. Okay. Now we'll see that contribution margin category. What is the behavior of that particular dish? In this case, we'll find out like this: equal to, if first bracket, this is the contribution margin. Now this contribution margin for dish 1 is greater than average contribution margin. Now every time, all the dishes, in respect to all the dishes, this contribution margin category will be calculated keeping this average contribution margin fixed. So as, because it will remain fixed, so you can put a dollar sign before and after. If it is, if that is greater than this average CM, then it is high, or else it will be written low. That is the formula. So we have applied that. Now it is showing high. Let us check it once. 385 was the contribution margin of dish 1. Average contribution margin is 290. Obviously this is higher, so it has shown high. Let's check another one. Now first we apply the filled function. Now we'll check for the low. In case of this item, it is 275 is the contribution margin. Our average contribution margin is 290, so it is obviously low. So this is perfect. Now we'll find out the menu mix category in a similar style. If, get the formula out here, menu mix. Which one is the menu mix? This column. We'll look at this column. This percentage is greater than which percent? This percent, 7%, and all these percentage will be judged against this percentage. So we need to fix this up. We'll put a dollar sign, right? If it is true, then high. If not, low. That's the clause we have given, and then it is high. Let us check. It is 10.78 and it is 7%. Obviously it is high. Perfect. Now we just drag this to get the fill function. Perfect. This is done. Now we have to find out the menu item class. Now whether it is a star, whether it is, we know the contribution margin, the popularity margin, and then profitability margin we have done. Which one is higher, which one is lower, that we have found out already. Now you have to find out in which category, depending on these two figures, in which category the product is lying. So you have to apply a VLOOK formula. Before we apply a VLOOK formula, you have to create a table. Table of what? Like it is mentioned, CM category and then MM category. And here we have written high. High means star, high contribution margin, high popularity, star, high contribution margin, low popularity, puzzle, low contribution margin, high popularity, plow horse, and low contribution margin, low popularity is dog. This column is known as the second column is known as the class, and first column is CM and MM contribution. This is a table already made for you, and once the table is made, you just save it with a name. In this case, it is saved with the name PB. The name of the table is PB. Now we are going to apply the VLOOK formula out here and see how nicely it is applied. Equal to V lookup, first bracket, click here in the function, get the entire formula out here in front of you, the logic board. What do I want to say? That CM and MM category without any gap. Remember that. You can see once you have mentioned it is high, high. It is high, high. You have to look which table? This table. So select this table. Is highlighting here PV. You can see the name of the table is appearing out here PV automatically as because it is saved by that name. Against which column you are going to check? This column. Star, puzzle, plow, horse, dog is a second column. So write simply 2. Okay. And then okay. So this product, the first one, high contribution margin, high menu mix or popularity, that is star. It's okay. You got it. Now fill it for other categories also, and you can see within a second you get the result. So once this tab sheet is ready in front of you, you just go on doing the data entry over there and automatically you will get the results. So now you can see that all the products within a short span of time we have segregated them into star. You are having few star items, dog items, puzzle, one puzzle, and then plow horse also. So this is a very simplest calculation how we can do that menu engineering. Once it is ready, the tab sheet, you can just go on putting the informations over there. Formula will be pre-accepted over there. Automatically the result will start coming out. It is very easy to handle them. Understood it? If any questions are there, definitely are going to put me in the comment box. I'll be giving you the right answer. Right? So with this, we are at the end of the session. Thank you very much for attending this session. Go through it properly. If you are having any question, then definitely let me know. If you have liked the session, subscribe it, press the bell button, and definitely your comment is very, very important for me. Put it in the comment box. I'll get back to you as early. Now, next week, we'll come back with the next part of the session. First part we have completed today. Second part will be there, which is equally important to know how, after calculating this, how we can take the decisions making. And that is also very another very critical area to learn. Till then, thank you very much. Take care.